Welcome everybody to another episode of Fuzzy Memories from the Road, and I am Dustin Pari. With me, as always, is the lovely, the talented, she can tie not one but two knots in a cherry stem with her tongue, Miss Brandy Green. How are we tonight, Brandy Green?
Hello, everyone. I'm good. How are you?
Doing what? Are you representing from Minnesota with a Prince shirt on? Is that what I see there?
Noticed.
Oh yeah.
Purple Rain.
Fantastic. Good stuff. I really, today I was having I really missed the 80s kind of day. It just felt that kind of vibe. Like I missed the music. I missed knowing what the world was like. I missed those big styrofoam containers that McDonald's would give you. It was like every hamburger came in like a plastic spaceship of sorts. It was
I
weird.
remember the creepy moon man at McDonald's, and no one else remembers him. He played the piano.
So you know who that was? Is my friend Doug Jones, who's in The Shape of Water and Hellboy. That was one of his gigs. I actually talked to him about that because I also thought no one remembered. He would sing the Mac Tonight song. It was fantastic.
That's why we're connected, right?
Yeah, the Doug Jones Moon Man. Good stuff. But yeah, that's so funny that you mentioned that. That was a good bit of 80s trivia for sure. Indeed. And while I don't know if we ever mentioned this, but while we're talking 80s commercials, which we'll get to the story of whatever case we're doing, but do you remember the McDLT?
Maybe.
Half of it was hot, and then the other half was cold. So your lettuce and your tomatoes would be chili, and the burger would be hot. But it came in this two-piece like spaceship styrofoam thing. It was like blue and red, and then you would literally put your burger together and get like a lukewarm effect. But the commercial, if you go on YouTube and find the McDLT commercial, it has Jason Alexander in a white suit singing and dancing down the street about the McDLT. I'm like, look at George go. It really is worth your time. You, Brandy, and everybody else watching this video, when you're done, go check it out on YouTube. It's hilarious. McDLT commercial.
I've never seen that, but I do remember being in high school and someone like teasing me for my name and telling me, hey, guess what? If you married Jason Alexander, you would be Brandy Alexander. It's like,
great.
That's super genius.
Then there's that. Oh, Lord. Brandy Green, where are we going today? Do we have a case file for this journey? There it is, the unveiling. People love these.
So guess what? We're going to a country that I barely remember. Chile.
Ah, yes.
You
Chile.
see that?
The City Hall of Chile.
So we went to El Bosque City Hall in El Bosque, Chile.
Makes sense.
And kind of all I remember is that, as always, it was cold and damp and rainy and overcast, and I was just always cold. And I remember that our client Carlos wasn't actually supposed to be our client. He was actually our fixer for this city, but something had fallen through the cracks in production, and he like volunteered very graciously. I just remember he was a very sweet guy, very excited just to like be a part of the on-camera portion of this. And it was like something about Catholic priests and like a reform school and kids that got tortured.
This is not a good theme, Catholic priests and kids that get tortured.
No.
I remember using a little bit of Spanish in the investigation. I remember Padre Juan or?
Yep.
Yeah. So I remember a little bit of that. I do remember the client, and this was kind of a thing that happened a couple of times to us on the road where the person that was supposed to be our on-camera client for whatever reason couldn't do it or didn't do it. but he was very, very nice. And I don't recall personally myself getting a lot during the investigation. I remember trying to use, and whether this made air or not, I remember trying to use like some like Catholic prayer and things like that to try to see if we could get the priest to come forward, and then questioning, you know, what happened to the kids there, which was very unfortunate. I don't remember ever personally getting a lot of interaction when I was there.
Right. So I remember there were, okay, so I remember there were claims of apparently sounds of children crying out in the back courtyard area.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember investigating with Joe Chin. He was here.
Joe Chin was here this time.
Joe Chin, and we actually debunked that claim because there were a bunch of feral cats that were like living in one of the outbuildings. And their, you know, their cries, their screeches, they kind of sounded from a distance, it sounded like perhaps children wailing or crying. For me, what I remember specifically, kind of one of the only things that I remember actually from this one was that I was investigating with another investigator, and we had set up in this particular priest. He was Father Juan, as you had noted before, like what used to be his bedroom, but I think it's now like a office space. And we had set up a static meter in there along with an audio recorder. And we left. We closed the door behind us. We actually backed out though, so we could watch the static meter as we were leaving. And we were waiting outside of the room, and we started hearing like shuffling, like movement. And we waited just a tick, you know, before we went in. We went in, and the static meter was on high. Some of the paperwork had been shuffled, and the chair that was behind the desk had like turned just slightly. So that was crazy, and I don't know why we didn't have any mini DV, anything visual set up there, which in retrospect just pisses me off because it's like, what are you doing? But it was definitely.
It probably wouldn't have happened then, though. I mean, you know how it goes.
Yeah, you know, I mean, it is what it is.
It
but
probably wouldn't have happened if you hadn't.
Right, you know, and we were out there. That was the only door to that room. So we would have known if anyone had come or gone in there and started messing things around. So that was really strange. Other than that, I vaguely remember going to an outhouse, not a pee poop outhouse, but like a back building outhouse.
Building. Right. Not one of those pee poop buildings. God.
It used to be where they actually kept children, apparently, according to what we were told. Children were kept in cages in this back building when they like had misbehaved. That was one of their punishments, was to be put in cages. And now it serves as like a filing cabinet room. And there wasn't much.
Yeah, it was like an annex for that.
Yeah.
It was like a paperwork annex or something. Yeah, it's just awful.
And
It's just some weird places.
yeah, for sure. And we had gotten more like strange static activity, and we weren't moving. Like, it wasn't from us, it wasn't from our camera guy. I have no idea how to explain that. And the static levels that we were getting seemed to almost be in response to the questions we were specifically asking. So that was very strange. And I just remember we deemed it haunted. But that's all I can remember, like, on my part.
That's quite a bit. I don't really remember too much from here at all, outside of the story of the priest. And I want to say that there was an audio recording of what sounded like paper shuffling around from The Office because you guys had left that audio recorder there. I think there was audio of that,
It could
which
have been.
by itself isn't too exciting, but with the static meter being charged up and the chair movement, like it's pretty good that way. So, I mean, that experience alone, with some of the evidence from there was probably enough to make it a haunted case. Plus, we were able to disprove some of the things.
Right.
But
I also remember, what kind of sticks out to me, and it's nothing like specific, no specific reason. This place just sort of reminded me a lot of the favela location that the cultural center in Brazil that we did. Because it was sort of like on lockdown, like it wasn't a very safe neighborhood that we went into, and it was sort of like a similar situation where they told us, we prefer you not to leave, like it can get rough out there, like beyond a certain point in the night. So yeah, I mean, we did do a lot of locations that were kind of shady.
Right. Yeah, for sure. Like you didn't have to worry so much about the spirit world attacking you, but the people living nearby were not always of the friendliest of natures. So there's always that little gamble. Like, well, we might as well stay till sunrise because at least then it's safe for us to go home.
Yeah, for sure.
So weird, indeed. So haunted City Hall, no crying kids outside, nothing in the poop pee room but filing cabinets.
Yeah.
But enough stuff to say it was a haunted location anyway.
Yeah, I don't know. And, like we always say, this is season 2, so you should know by now, if you've been following us, that, the GHI episodes are available. They're in the ether sphere somewhere.
That's right.
For free on Peacock TV, for money, some places other than Peacock TV.
Right. So for now, go to Peacock TV.
Watch the episode and then you can watch us, because Chile is a tough one for me. It's tough specifically for this next location that we go to in Chile.
The next location. By the way, I thought the whole thing was in Argentina, so I don't even know where the heck I am half the time.
So this next location in Chile that we visit is I think it was called the Santiago Severin Library.
Yes, indeed.
It's in Valparaiso, Chile. I just remember I have a lot of pictures of like this cool castle that sits on the sea. We did not investigate.
We did not go there.
No.
Right.
No.
Looked great, but not for us.
No. But on a day off, we kind of walked around Valparaiso. I don't know if it's Valparaiso or Valparaiso, so don't write me hate mail. I apologize. I don't know. And full disclosure, I've already been drinking, so.
There you go. At least you're on a screen. We'll take it. Very good.
So Valparaiso, Chile. Mm-hmm. Something else I wanted to mention, though, about Chile is this is the closest we've ever gotten to Antarctica.
Yeah, that was, indeed. I was thinking Argentina again, but no. Yes, Chile, yes.
No, I mean, I think that the flight was only like $100, and like it would be like flying from Minneapolis, St. Paul to Chicago. It's like a 45-minute flight, like a hop, skip, and a jump, plus a ton of insurance.
Right, just in case things go south. It's no good.
So yeah, this one is the library. Dustin, I'm gonna have to rely on you for this one because
you were barely there.
Poisoning.
That's right, food poisoning again. If you've been watching, you notice there's a theme, and Brandy gets sick a lot.
The funny thing is, we joked about having like a little ticker tape, like banner thing in the corner for like all the wine outings we did. I think we just need one for like me getting like food poisoning. Yeah,
for sure. And this was one of those ones where you tried to play it safe, but it still went bad for Brandy.
Someone, not you.
No, not me.
But someone, I can't remember who.
I'm pretty sure it was Barry.
Thought
Barry
it
always
was
went
an amazing idea
Chinatown.
to go to
Yeah.
Chinatown in Chile. First of all, I didn't even know Chile had a Chinatown. So we go to Chinatown in Chile, and everyone else is eating like meat and like weird. I don't even know if it was meat. I don't know what it was. I chose to get the vegetarian fried rice because I thought, I'm just going to be safe. This looks pretty shady. I was the only one to get sick. I was so
Yeah.
sick. You want to hear this story?
How sick were you, Brandy?
I was so sick that our associate producer, Micah Sampson, who is still a friend today because he has seen me at my worst, he went out. He was like out MIA trying to find me like meds to like just kind of make me feel better, Meanwhile, I am so sick. I'm in my hotel room. My bathroom is right next to my front door of my hotel room, right? I'm so sick that I'm laying on the floor. My legs, my feet are facing the door, the front door. My head and upper torso is like laying in my bathroom. Okay? I really thought I was dying. I hear my phone, my room phone ringing constantly. I'm like, uh-oh. Like, I'm gonna get fired. Something bad is gonna happen. While later, it kind of gets quiet. I may have passed out. I don't know what happened. All of a sudden, I hear someone.
Drinking, but from food.
All of a sudden, I hear someone getting into my room. Who the hell has like a key to my room and what's happening? Like, maybe I'm dead. I don't know what's happening. And it's Dave Hubbs, our director. He had to lie to the front desk and tell them that he was my husband in order to get the room key, because he had been calling my room with no answer. He thought, he thought something bad had happened. He gets in my room and he opens the door, and the door only moves like a certain amount because my legs are like on the floor blocking the door. And he like steps over my feet and he's like, "Oh my God, are you dead? What's wrong?" I was so sick. Honestly, my director thought I was dead. Our associate producer was trying to find me medicine. And then I filmed the next morning.
You still came and did the case. Still there. Professional to the end, Brandy Green. Indeed. Yep. Indeed. We made it work. Just a little bit of video magic. You're there for setup. Did a little investigation.
That was tough. I've had food poisoning a few times, and you always feel like it would probably be just better if you were dead.
Yeah. I don't think I've ever gotten food poisoning, and I eat a lot of expired things. I'm one of those people. Like, I don't go by expiration dates except for milk. That's the only one. Eggnog I pushed the other day, by the way. I had leftover eggnog, and I was like, I think it's still good enough. And I mean, because it was the lactate one, so good till like mid-February. It was all right. It was all right. My stomach takes a beating, but it does all right. Oh, jeez.
So like I said,
the library, the Slytherin library.
Yeah. For me, I'm going to let you take this, but for me, all I remember is I was so sick that they needed to see me on camera, though, so I could get a paycheck. That I literally filmed like 2 seconds of rolling up a cable for like tear down or setup. I don't know what it was. And then I did one EVP session. Yeah. I did one EVP session with Joe Chin. And all we got was contamination from outside, like foot traffic and the street. That's literally all I remember.
Yeah. It's I don't think it was a great case, if I'm remembering it correctly. I remember the name of it, because I like to call it the Slytherin Library. And They were supposed to be apparitions, but there were apparitions of people that they knew, like people that were there from before. So I think that was one of the things. But I think, like you said, the contamination issue is a big problem because, like, the lights or anything they would see, because the windows were right there on the road, you were getting all kinds of different interference. And I don't know. I always have like high hopes for libraries because I'm always thinking it's going to be like in Ghostbusters, like the original movie, you know, like you finally come around the corner, it's a floating librarian, but it never happens, but you always hope for it. But yeah, I think there was so much contamination at that place. I don't think we really had a good go of it at all. You know, we obviously check all the claims and everything, but as memory serves me or just serves me, which is usually the case, I don't remember us getting much activity at that library. I want to say it was a non-haunted, if I recall correctly, but wasn't the same because you weren't there, Brandy, so no one could call out Satan or any of those other things that you're so good at doing. Just had to get through.
Yeah, and there was no one to say, what the hell was that? Which I only said once.
Yeah, right?
Um,
But can play that audio clip forever in the dark.
No, you know, and it's true. Like, I feel like when I started with GHI, it was like 2008. So like camera phones and all of that, they weren't great. But then as we progressed and that technology became more prevalent, I was the one, and I'm sure you remember, like I was the one always in people's faces taking pictures of everything. Like I have so many pictures. Funny enough, Chile, I have like 5 pictures of the whole trip. Like,
They're all the
wasn't
bathroom
anything to
floor
take
of
a
the
picture of.
room. Here's my hotel room floor. There's the toilet. This is awful. Brandy's trip to Chile. Dear God.
Oh,
Only
it
you,
was
Greenie.
so bad.
If I remember, we had to film the in-cars after the fact, too. Like, we had to wait for you to get better to film the in-car download, I think, too.
Yeah.
I think we went back and did that after.
Probably, and I think I remember too that this one was I feel like in so after Chile we went to Argentina, and I think that's when we went to like Australia. Like I think it was Australia actually that I had to do a ton of pickups for the Chile episode.
Yeah.
Because I was just so sick in Chile.
See? And we get to go to Argentina right after this, so I wasn't that far off.
Right.
My geography and such. I knew we went there eventually.
In terms of like walking around and like time off, you know, from like the actual locations, I really specifically remember Valparaiso. Again, the Wolf Castle that I took a picture of, it literally sits like on the rocks, like on a cliff by the ocean. And what stood out to me that I've never seen anywhere else, we've seen a lot of feral, homeless dogs and animals like walking the streets and stuff. But Chile is the only place that I've ever witnessed a stray dog stopping at a red light at an intersection and waiting for the green light to walk. I've never in my life.
He's very smart, that puppy.
You're smart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it, indeed. Although, aren't they colorblind? So I guess he's just looking for signals, right? Are they colorblind? I don't know what dogs can see.
That's the claim, but I beg to differ. Yeah, it could be just that they're seeing people walk. I don't know, but either way, they're smart enough to know how not to get hit by a car. So
some of them are. That one was, at least. That was nice. Those weren't the hairless dogs, were they? No, that was
that was in Peru.
That was Peru. That's right. There's a lot of traffic there. Dogs wouldn't have a chance. Oh, well, a 2-part episode, 2 cases, 1 haunted, 1 non-haunted, a lot of sickness in between, a really cool castle on the seaside that we didn't get to do, but and it was cold. I didn't venture out a lot because it was so cold all the time.
I feel like it was colder at El Bosque than it was at the library. I don't know if it was. I don't really remember where, like, in relation on a map they were to one another, but I feel like Valparaiso was more coastal and maybe it was just therefore warmer. I don't know.
I don't know. I like Argentina. We'll go there next.
I think this might be episode 6 of season 2. I have no idea.
I think it is the fuzziest of memories for sure, this episode. But thanks, everybody. We'll catch y'all next time.
Okay. Bye.
Yeah, it'd be great.
And that'll be it.
Okay. Sounds good, little mama.
Okay. So tonight,
Tonight. I don't remember Chile at all.
I remember getting sick. So, Ghost Hunters International episode, it was called Holy Ghosts.
Sounds awful.
Of course they do. I like our titles better for Fuzzy Memories.
By far.
And this is the first time Paul Bradford comes to the team. Ashley wasn't here with us. I don't know why. So do you want an intro or do you want me?
Oh, I'll do the intro tonight, Miss Green.
Okay.
Sweet Christmas. All right. Is it okay if I'm standing, by the way?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just do it standing on your head.
Probably not. Maybe. All right, grand.